Good evening, all. I welcome you all for the third day of our industry oriented FDP on the power of AI in industry, automating AI development, and ensuring its practices. In this occasion, I would like to welcome our resource person, Mr. Magatesh Verma, software development engineer, Amazon India Private Limited, Hyderabad, India. We welcome you, sir. Um, we are really very eager to listen this today's session on the topic demystifying artificial intelligence. I hope all the participants of today's event will involve in the session, and as usual, please I request everyone to mute yourself till the end of the session, and at the end of the session you can unmute yourself, or in the chat bot you can post your questions and you can have the interaction with the resource person. Similarly, that link of feedback will be shared in the chat bot and in the WhatsApp group at the end of the session. Please fill it for the feedback as well as for attendance. Thank you all. Now I request Dr. Vamsi sir to introduce our resource person, Mr. Magatesh Verma. Sir, please, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all the participants. We are privileged to have Mr. Mahatesh Verma, an accomplished software development engineer at Amazon, Hyderabad, as our esteemed speaker for today's session. With over 3 years of experience in back-end development and data engineering, he specializes in building scalable and efficient systems that optimize business operations. At Amazon, he plays a key role in developing back-end services for return transportation, ensuring seamless logistics and fraud prevention. Some of his major contributions include enabling scheduled pickups for heavy and bulky returns, re-architecting the transportation plan evaluation engine, and implementing fraud prevention mechanisms for non-returnable items. His expertise spans system design, data optimization, AWS services, ETL workflows, and large-scale data processing. Beyond his professional achievements, Mahatesh is an extreme level coder with 5-star rating on CodeChef and expert rank on CodeForces, demonstrating his strong problem solving and algorithm skills. His passion for competitive programming has led him to win multiple coding competitions, including prestige hackathons like Smart India Hackathon and Manipal University Hackathon. He is not only an industry expert but also a mentor, actively guiding SDE interns and new hires at Amazon, and also sharing best practices in system design, scalability, and performance optimization. His deep technical insight combined with hands-on experience in AI and data engineering makes him an ideal speaker for today's session on demystifying artificial intelligence. Let us warm welcome to Mr. Mahatesh Verma, sir. Now, without any further delay, I hand over the session to you, sir. Over to you.
Yep. Thank you so much for handing over the session, sir. I was really excited for this session. Just let me turn on the video. You able to see me? Just please
Yes,
confirm.
sir.
Yes. Yes,
My audio is clearly visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Your audio is clear, sir.
Thank you. So yeah, as the guests, like everyone is here. My name is Mate. I'll just give a quick intro about me. My name is Matesh Verma. I'm currently working in Amazon. I think most of my intro is already covered. Yeah, just 2 or 3 things about me is I'm very good at DSA, and then I'm very good at system design and DB interactions. So at the end of session, I'll put a separate session for your Q&A regarding the general topics as well. But since my intro is already covered and it's a very good intro, sir. Thank you for that. I never had this good intro in any of my sessions. And yeah, let's get started with the session quickly. Let me share my screen. Please confirm once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so when I was asked to give a presentation on AI, I was thinking what will actually help the students. So I can pick a specific topic and then give a presentation on it. But I thought that you'll be studying most of topics and all in academics. But I thought that the actual things which will help you are like giving an overview about AI and then what it's actually inside it. everyone feel that AI is something, it's a big magic and all. But I wanted to give some brief about what is AI, then what is the future scope of it, and then answer lot hyped questions like, will it take over our jobs in future? So is it gonna replace all of us or all the software developers? So we'll try to answer all those questions as well. So yep, let's get started. So the word demystifying actually means that breaking down a complex problem into complex, which is unknown, and then just cutting the through all the things and then see how it actually works. So my end goal of this session is that you should be having a clear understanding of what AI can do, and most importantly, what it cannot do, and then where it's actually being used today, and then uh, what is its place in our future. So let's get started. So what actually is artificial intelligence? So it's all about making the machines think, or at least act like humans. So it enables all of our computers to perform tasks that typically, require some intelligence. So it's just, if in a high level, you see, it's just making the machines think. So AI is actually a very big umbrella and all. It'll have two specific components under it: machine learning and then deep learning. So what machine learning actually refers to is that we give some data to our computers, then it makes some decisions without explicitly being programmed. So you don't write a C program or write program to just get the output. You just give the data and then run some algorithms to make some decisions on its own, and then it'll by its own, it'll just create its own learning curve and then give us the results. Mm, example of machine learning would be the preferences of Netflix suggestions. So you don't specifically mention that I want this movie. You see a suggestions tab, and then you automatically, without you unknowingly, you just select a movie which you like, and then after immediately you'll just fall into the trap, and then you'll just like the specific genre. These are all how the Amazon Prime or all these algorithms work. Um, so a little more about more, if you think about this algorithms and all, it's called deep learning. It's more advanced way. So there's no algorithms and all present in deep learning. So it just mimics how the human brain works. Uh, you know how our brain works. It's all neurons. So in deep learning also, they are artificial neurons, which we call them as neural networks basically. So deep learning comes into picture with this self-driving cars which Tesla is making, and any other language translation programs. So yeah, let's move to the next slide. So we heard multiple times AI can learn by itself, but we actually don't know how it learns. We'll try to understand how it actually learns. I think in the next slides we'll be seeing some algorithms or few things which have already come across your academics. But yeah, just listen through them. Just try to relate on the overall, where do they stand in the overall AI picture. So you'll be able to don't listen to this as a lecture or anything. Just try to relate, cover each of these data set in terms of your AI overview. Yeah. So how does AI actually learn? So it's just like humans only. It'll just try to improve over time by the experience and then the patterns present in the data. But uh, do you think that AI can replace humans and all? Maybe. We will try to understand based on the learning process how it's actually thinking and then how we are thinking. So moving into the learning patterns of AI, we see one is supervised learning. So here supervised learning refers to learning with examples. You give a labeled data to a computer, and then it tries to analyze it based on the data you provided. It tries to create some groups based on it. So after its analysis, after it learns, so there'll be some algorithms how it trains those data sets and all. And then we after that, if you ask some questions to it, it will be able to come up with all those answers. But how it's actually learning, what are the underlying algorithms for each of those learning algorithms, we'll see in our next slides. And on a high level, like next thing is unsupervised learning. So in this learning, you won't be giving any labeled data set. You just give the random data which contains multiple objects, anything. So based on its own thinking and algorithms that we provide, it'll try to group the data according to some patterns that it's finding some. It'll try to draw some similarities basically. That is unsupervised learning. Next is reinforcement learning. So here it's a method of trial and error. So just imagine how you learn a bicycle. You just rightly drive a bicycle and then you just fall and learn from it. So it's about reinforcement learning only. So it tries to understand what are the mistakes it's done. It mostly works on the feedback that you provide. It'll take a step and then it'll again move back if it's wrong. It'll ideally derive to a final state where it learned most of the things in the process. So now we'll deep dive into each of these learning algorithms and then what is the underlying learning system which each of these are using. So now that we have learned about individual learning mechanisms, imagine like how a small kid identifies. If you show him a picture of dog and cat, initially he won't be able to understand. So after few days, if you show him the same images and all, after few days he'll be able to recognize whether it's cat or dog. So that's the similar way how we train our data set also. So here in supervised learning, your data should definitely be labeled. So you'll definitely you'll give some few images with a cat and then few images with a dog. So you'll have some algorithms related to this supervised learning. Then it'll be able to identify whether it'll be able to draw some predictions out of it. So the most related algorithms are, I think, decision tree, where you will have a bunch of nodes and edges where it'll derive the ideal state at the last. So all the nodes will give your decision. I think all the nodes will have your states, and then all those edges will have your yes or no reasons. So once you train the data set, whatever your input data set again for questions will be, it will be able to move all those branches, and then it'll give you the final state. Yep. Some pros and cons of supervised learning are it's very accurate because you are providing a given enough data set for it to actually learn from it. So the data uh, it actually depends on the data also, but yeah, assuming you will be giving an accurate data, the model will be very accurate. Then yeah, if you have a structured data, obviously supervised learning is the best model for you. Uh, but again, the accuracy of your model depends on how much data you are giving also. If you're just giving just two samples for it and then asking it to derive, it might not. But if you're giving a large data set with thousands, millions of records and all, it will be able to categorize them clearly. So one con is to you'll need to provide large labeled data sets for supervised learning. Yeah, let's move to unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is you won't be giving any patterns here. It will be finding patterns without any labels only. So here, so how does unsupervised learning actually works? Is, it'll just receive the raw input, which is unlabeled data. So it'll try to find all the similarities and then differences between them. Then it tries to form all the clusters based on the data which you give. So you just let it with a real world example. Imagine you are given a pile of coins and then you don't know the value about it. But you will be able to differentiate them based on their size and color maybe. So that's actually unsupervised learning for you. Similarly, you will have some algorithms for unsupervised learning as well. Whether you if you give this data set and then it will be able to provide those clusters. Again, if you give a sample of it, it will be able to provide which cluster does it actually belong to here. And you'll have some clustering algorithms called k-means and then db-scan. So some you can just mention any real world examples where you say you'll be giving large data sets and then it'll be able to identify based on clustering and all. We can type in the chat as well. Guys, just please confirm if you're with you. If you're I wanted this session to be interactive, but I see the audience are huge and then it would be a little difficult. But yeah, I want you to maybe give any examples. Type in the chat of where you see in the real world examples about being you give an unstructured data and then it'll just group similarities. Yeah, I'm going ahead with the next learning system. Next is reinforcement learning. As I mentioned, it's a trial and error method. Just imagine playing a chess game. Initially you'll just play a chess, and then after you realize it's a bad move. So similarly, imagine a system being analyzed with all thousands, some millions of chess games. So it will be able to understand what is a bad move and then what is a good move. So here is a small fun fact. In all these trained reinforcement learned chessbots, any top grandmaster in current scenario cannot beat an AI chessbot. That is how AI has evolved in the current generation using this reinforcement learning. So yeah, if you see the pros and cons of reinforcement learning are it's also similar to humans. It just learns from experience, and then it's great for dynamic tasks. I think one other example is about the self-driving cars which Tesla has made. So the richest guy, Elon Musk, has made most of his money with Tesla only, which is again underlying back end. It's all AI again. So he just created a self-driving car which learns from his mistakes, from each and every mistake, and then it has become very concrete now. Let's move to neural networks. So this is the most powerful learning system which is currently ruling the artificial intelligence world. So here, imagine if you are given a picture of a cat, you'll just recognize quickly it's a cat. But how can system recognize? This is where neural networks come into picture. So you'll give the all the data sets and then process all the data within layers and layers, lot of layers. So each of the layers will have some rules and some other complexities which each of these layers where you'll be drawing into the final output. So this if I just talk about little depth in terms of deep learning, you will have an input layer where you will be giving all the data. And then all the hidden layer like edges, shapes, and textures. All the hidden layers will contain all these features. The output layer will actually give you the output of it. So if you see the real world applications of deep learning are image recognition, natural language processing, and autonomous vehicles. Since you're not interacting, I wanted to give a quick, I think, quiz for you. Let's see if you're with me or not. I'll just paste a Google Form link in the chat. Try to fill it. We will see how like attentively you're listening the session.
Please post the link in the chat box.
I pasted a link.
Yes.
Please let me know if you're able to access it or not.
Yes. It's working, sir. Link is working.
Yeah, all the students, like, please respond on the group for any questions. If you have any questions also, you can ask. You can raise your hand as well. Yeah, before that, like, please answer the questions in the form. Yeah, we'll just take 5 minutes to take the quiz. I'm seeing few responses. Constantly. So, you'll have some leaderboard at the end also. We'll see who tops the leaderboard.
Sir, we received one question in the chat box, sir, asked by Ravi
Oh,
Kumar, sir.
okay. I'm checking. Are we using neural network models in healthcare? Yeah, it's a good question. So currently healthcare has been evolved a lot. So if you see, lot of hospitals are daily receiving lot of patients. So all the patients who require dialysis analysis. So even if you go for a blood test now, right? Based on your individual blood reports only, that they need to perform any high level tests now. So they'll just train all the previous data which they have. Then AI will be able to predict what all diseases what all precautions you might take, or what all diseases you might already be suffering with. So these have healthcare has evolved because of artificial intelligence. And you have some AI chat, AI bots also. If you just give all your symptoms and all, it's able to give you precautions without the need of actually visiting a doctor. So yeah, but we don't know actually how accurate they are. Till now, they have not been evolved a lot. We have not that much using AI in healthcare. But yeah, this at this point, but neural networks, seeing the trend of growth in AI, we might see larger growth in healthcare as well. But yeah, it's all again healthcare, and then people are not taking that risk and not investing much in AI in healthcare. But yeah, this might evolve in future based on the accuracy that we see in the models that come out of healthcare. Yeah. I see 54 responses in the chat, and attendees are around 164. Yes, please take that test. Mm.
Sir, we received another question from Ravi Kumar, sir. Please check the chat box.
There, is there any multimodal techniques in healthcare? I think they should be, but see, currently, complex cases and all multimodal techniques are not able to handle at this point. But if you see the revolution of AI and all, this might come in near future. At this point, you have taken base values one. Is that question regarding to some question of why we have taken the bias value as a one? Can you paste that question as well? I'll just review. Oh, you want to do some analysis on neural disorders, huh? As an example, how to get the data set. This question will be too specific to neural disorders. You'll need to explore all the terms on how to get the data sets, whether the data sets actually publicly available for neural disorders or not. And there should be some healthcare sources who might be providing data sets specific to some disorders as well. You can explore on Kaggle. Maybe Kaggle might contain neural disorder datasets, but it's too specific. Actually, neural disorders might or might not contain. Yeah, I see around 80 responses in the Google Forms. It's about half, but yeah. Let's review how you are actually answering. I see most of the people are answering correct only. Among 80, I think there are just 10 to 12 wrong answers for each question. Okay, guys, you can take some time offline as well to maybe answer in the Google Forms later. And yeah, let's continue with our next slide. So till now, what you have learned about is something theoretical, and I think you might have come across all these algorithms in your academics as well. But the reason me being here is actually to give you like little more context about what is the future of AI, and if you want to be an AI engineer, like what you should actually do. But in the real market, what are actually AI engineers doing now? So our that lands us to our next slide called what AI engineers do. So before going into what AI engineers do, who are actually AI engineers? What are they doing? So AI engineers are the ones who currently are developing, training and then deploying the AI models. So they just don't work on any robots and all. They just build that AI that powers things like Netflix, ChatGPT and all. So they just transform all the complex algorithms into real world applications. But what will the day-to-day work of an AI engineer looks like? What do they work on? So their high-level tasks include building AI models. So previous slides which we have learned about individual algorithms, right? It's just an algorithm, but the improvisations on that algorithm is again building an AI model. So building that improvements over an algorithm is called a model. AI engineers will be working on building those AI models. They use many machine learning models like any other frameworks like TensorFlow, PyTorch, etc. And the other thing is data processing and engineering. So we saw about when talking about all the learning systems, we talked much about the data. We spoke about unstructured data, structured data, labeled data, and all. So all the for all the learning systems, data is necessary. So AI engineers will be working on data processing and engineering as well. But if you because all your accuracy of your algorithms will be defined on based on the data that you give. So your data is very important. So you will be working on data engineering as well, and then optimizing the performance. So making the AI models more faster and more efficient so that they can run very smoothly. So that is optimizing performance. Then ethics and bias mitigation. So also AI engineers do ensure that AI is fair, and then they doesn't reinforce any biases. Actually, it's a major challenge today. So we also have a slide of discussing what are the challenges that are currently being faced with AI. We'll talk about this bias mitigation in that slide more. And then next comes deploying AI. I think you already had a session about deploying AI. Yeah, you will be working on deploying AI using into multiple platforms, and then giving maybe giving them to multiple users to onboard their data sets to them as well. So the skills needed to be an AI engineer would include, first thing is of course programming. It's the base for all the software development, any development engineers now. So mostly you'll be working on Python, but C++, Java are an additional assets for you. By Python, if you're expertise in Python, then you'll be easily able to build AI models once you have the other set of knowledge as well. So you'll need to learn about the machine learning frameworks, about TensorFlow, PyTorch. These will help us in training the AI. And you need to have some knowledge on cloud and big data as well, because you'll be handling a lot of amounts of data. But if you don't have idea on how to handle the data set and then how to process it, then it's again a pain point for you. So you'll need to have some knowledge on cloud and big data technologies as well. Then comes the main part, mathematics. So here, if you see, the entire core of AI is it's not a magic. It's all data which you are giving, and then you are training some algorithms. But the underlying, if you see, those algorithms and all work on mathematics only. So you need to have understanding about some linear algebra, statistics for you to train those AI models. Then deployment. In deployment, few companies have specific deployment teams and all, but few doesn't. So AI engineers will be responsible for deploying all the AI models into Docker and Kubernetes as well. Yeah, feel free to post any questions in the chat over the things we are discussing. Meanwhile, I'll just go through the questions as well. Going back. But how we'll try to understand how is AI in real life and then industries, then some success stories about AI. So we don't know that we are interacting with AI more than we realize. It's actually in our pockets, in our homes, and even at our workplaces. But let's just take a look at of all these examples and some which we are interacting with them daily. If you see, one thing is smart assistants like Siri, Alexa, and then Google Assistant. So I think most of the people think it's not quite common in India, but in US, many people use Alexa. So their day starts with "Good morning, Alexa," and then their day ends with "Good night, Alexa." So it's actually their part of their life. But again, if you see the backend, it's all AI again. So all this Siri, if your Apple's main feature is Siri, and then there's no doubt about it. So all the Google assistants. So all these smart assistant bots have evolved a lot in our current generation again. And next other topic is about personal recommendations. So every platform like Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, all of them want their user database actually. So that actually improves with the recommendations that we provide to individual users based on their views and all. So what so for Amazon Prime and all, what AI actually does is it analyzes your watching or listening history to suggest some tailored content to you, which matches to your taste. Actually, that is important. So have you ever actually noticed whatever you speak and all, you'll be seeing about them only in Instagram or any other social networks which you go? And that is how personalized recommendations have evolved again. And next important real life scenario is facial recognition. Every time, like the face unlock feature is again I think it would say it's a biggest thing actually. So you know how this facial, it tries to find the distance between your eyes and small gestures, and then it'll unlock your phone. So they train a lot of data sets for this facial recognition as well, and it'll be able to correctly recognize. One other thing is this navigation and then ride sharing, Uber, Ola, and all. So AI actually predicts the traffic which might increase at this particular time, and then based on that, they'll find the fastest route. And then some pricing algorithms will also be dependent on that only. So based on the previous data, they'll see how much traffic will increase for the next 1 or 2 hours. Then they calculate the price accordingly. And email filtering, and so you'll see a spam folder in your Gmail that also works with AI only. So all the spam emails for the data set was trained with AI, and then if a spam email comes, they'll be able to identify whether it's spam or non-spam. And this again comes under supervised learning for you. If you see some of the success stories, yeah, it has evolved in healthcare. So even I was shocked when collecting this data. It solved some 50-year-old problem of protein folding. It seems it did a good new drug discovery as well. So the Tesla's autopilot mode, of course, the Tesla's main feature is autopilot mode only. But in India, doesn't work. Yeah, we know how Indian roads are. But in US, they have a standardized roads and all. They have strict traffic rules. So they'll have well-defined set of rules for driving. So since Tesla has this autopilot feature, and then it's exactly working with those standard rules. So since Tesla has been evolved as one of the biggest car manufacturing company with artificial intelligence. And the one other thing is about Amazon's AI powered supply chain. So I think Amazon, there is the biggest cost cutting which was done for Amazon. So we were able to by using it, we were able to predict how many type of products are actually reaching warehouses. So based on that, we used to plan our labor. This actually cost, I don't remember the exact amount, but it's more than $1 million. So this amount was saved by just managing the labor based on the next predictive dates based on the workload. So yeah, so on the fraud detections and all, it's again it's a biggest feature for us. So all the nowadays fraud has been increased. So many banks are also integrating with AI to detect fraud transactions as well, and then fraud calls also. So within milliseconds, within it's able to verify whether it's a fraud transaction or a genuine transaction. Mm. Yeah. Next, we'll be discussing about some myths and then reality in AI. So if we say we hear so much about people think AI will take over the people and then it just take over the world. But while others believe it's just a passing trend. But we'll just try to separate what is fact versus what is myth of AI statements which we listen daily. First myth what we hear is AI is sentient. It thinks like humans. But AI doesn't think actually. It actually processes the patterns in the data which we provide. We see that it can generate the human like text or images, but if you see it's just a robot again. It doesn't have any emotions or any self-awareness or independent thoughts. So the ChatGPT which we are using, it doesn't have feelings, at least not yet, but we don't know how it can evolve. So it cannot think like humans, but it's all again algorithms and all data which you provide based on that you can process thus. And the biggest statement which we are listening in recent time is AI will take over our jobs. So if you see AI is great at automating any manual works or any repetitive tasks, but it does not mean it's a mass unemployment for all the other jobs. Historically, also we see that technology has been created for new type of jobs. Many things were automated, many manual things were closed. Suppose if we take an example of ATM, the automated teller machine. Uh, getting some noise. Someone wants to speak anything? Yeah. I'm going ahead. I think it's a noise. So yeah, historical also all the transactions used to happen. If we used to go to bank and then we used to deposit, there we used to a man be sitting there and then we used to deposit. Then we got automated teller machines, the ATMs. But even now the bank jobs are very safe and secure. There are still people present. So this is how AI also will evolve in the future generation. So it can augment our human abilities, but I think it won't be able to replace all of them entirely. So we'll also change our role according to how technology is evolving, but it doesn't replace. It will also create new career jobs as well. And moving to the third myth is AI is 100% accurate and it's unbiased. But if we see the reality, AI is only good at data it learns from. So if the training dataset has specific biases, it will support that dataset only. Suppose in your dataset which you are giving, 90% of your data is towards a single object, and if you give only 10% data for the other object, so even if you give the 10% object also, there are chances that it might predict it as that the other object only. So it all depends on the unbiased, how unbiased data you are giving. But it doesn't have any role of predicting 100% accuracy. And yeah, AI works like magic. This is another myth. So AI is not magic. It's just algorithms and then lot of trial and error. So if the data is messy again, it'll again make bad decisions. It's just an advanced tool. That's it. Yep. And other myth is AI can solve any problem. So AI is great. Yeah, we see that AI is great at specific tasks. In playing chess, as we saw that it's no grandmaster is able to beat a chess bot. But if you see how many responses ChatGPT is giving, it's very good at specific tasks. But it struggles with the things which it's not trained in. So it does have the intelligence which is trained for, but other generic intelligence, no, it cannot. AI will soon reach the other myth which we are hearing is AI will soon reach human level intelligence, the Gen AI. The most discussed or hype topic recently is Gen AI. So there is lot of research happening about the Gen AI recently. But right now AI is very narrow and then it only does specific tasks. Mm, Many researchers say that, or many other tech CEOs, everyone say that we are really far from Gen AI at this point, uh, which can which can be a reason like AI cannot think like humans. But that's actually that can happen in this decade also. There are few studies where say that Gen AI can actually come into implementation and then AI can think like humans in this generation as well. But it's really far at this point. AI doesn't need any human supervision. So AI, you just train a data set or train with a data set, train an AI model, but it also requires some daily monitoring and then updates. So it might fail at a point and then it might get manipulated by the bad data as well. But humans will always exist in the loop. They will try to understand how the AI model is reacting. Is it working accurately or not? Actually, to give that prediction, also human is required. So AI doesn't need human supervision is definitely a myth. And yeah, the last myth is about more data always means better AI. So here again, more data is depends upon quantity. Again, we hear that quality matters more than quantity. Even if you give large amounts of data to it also, but if it doesn't have, but if the data is not of good quality, again the algorithms will run on the bad data, and then it doesn't give accurate results. So more data always doesn't mean a better AI. It's about how quality data or how the process data which you are giving it to it. Yeah, we'll move to the next slide. Uh, we'll go through some of the challenges and ethical concerns of AI. So we see AI being evolved a lot, and then we are using it daily. But there are few challenges also in artificial intelligence. So one thing is bias. As we discussed earlier, I gave an example about giving the bias data set. In that cases, it won't be able to predict you clearly because it will be biased based on the data which you give only. So it doesn't have any control of the bias description and all. Um, Next thing is privacy and security. So there are a lot of privacy concerns for data now. So even if you build a good model and all, you might have some restrictions about you shouldn't be giving some kind of private data to that model. So AI cannot help us in that cases where you have confidential data where you cannot run any algorithms on your data. So in that case again, there is this AI doesn't help us. Also, there is a famous regulation happening now currently called GDPR, where it's a regulation from government that no personal data should be shared with any other platforms. So if this regulation comes into act and all, there might be a lot of filters that will be applied on your data for each of these platforms, all the social networking platforms as well. So yeah, everyone needs to have privacy, and also AI cannot train all your private data as well. So there is one. This is one of the limitation. Job displacement again, as we discussed, it might automate few tasks and all, but it's again focus. Maybe it'll again create new opportunities also for for actually developing some AI models. The AI engineers' jobs will also increase. And the other thing is misinformation and deepfakes. I think this is one of the biggest problem in artificial intelligence, which is currently happening. We recently saw a incident where a famous Tollywood heroine has filed a case about her deepfake video. So there is no control of how people are using AI. So there is this misinformation also that some people can create a video of a person who didn't speak the thing actually. So these things are happening in politics currently. So it's again, these are all the problems of using AI. We need to use it ethically. This might actually lead to having some detection tools. So if you're creating some output from your AI model, but how accurate it is, how correct it is, this leads us to maybe building some new AI based detection tools again to measure the correctness of the data also. And AI misuse and then ethical dilemmas. It doesn't have any yeah, it's just a robot. It doesn't know privacy concerns and any ethics dilemmas. So yeah, this is also a biggest problem for us. Let's discuss what will be the future of AI. Yeah, let me just check if there are any questions. Yep. So it's all about how are we how will we be sitting together with AI. So the future AI is one of the most exciting and then debated topics in the current technology. So we'll just try to take a look where AI is heading and the questions we need to ask as it evolves. So right now the AI is narrow. It's all narrow AI only. And then we discussed about Gen AI as well. So will AI ever think like humans? See, if we see in the current trends, where are we using AI? We are using it for to perform specific tasks only. Maybe some Google translation, self-driving cars, or some recommendation systems. But these are all examples of narrow AI only. But if you see the Gen AI, it's not evolved yet. Mm, we only have some theoretical knowledge on Gen AI, but there's no practical knowledge on Gen AI. So some believe that we may never reach Gen AI as well. AI will always be narrow, and then it's limited to performing tasks only. But it's all about personal choice. And what do you? Please let me know what do you think in the chat. Um, how will the human and AI collaboration look like? So AI will not be a competitor. It'll just be a partner for us. It'll just help us in automating few tasks or the tasks which we perform. So we might be working together with AI, but it will not be coming together with us for a job interview. So it'll just we will just work with it together in our future works. AI and decision making. So here we are using all the AI for decision making only. So if we see all our prediction algorithms, they are all decision making. So, but the main question is how much control should we give to AI? How much accurately they are predicting, and then how much should we believe the decisions made by AI? Mm. Is again a debatable topic for us. Then if we take the decisions in any banking systems like loan or diagnosing a parent, but if it goes wrong, who is responsible for it? So there are critical areas or many sensitive areas where we cannot use AI or completely take its decision for granted. And this might also evolve for us. Then there are some regulations and then ethics. So if we talk about regulations, as I told you, there's a new regulation coming, GDPR, and many governments are working on creating some regulations specific to usage of AI. We saw many false cases also being created because of AI. So the lot of regulations might come into the laws and all because of the evolution of AI as well. Since I think people have recently saw news about uh, Google preparing and then I think Meta creating a quantum engine. So Microsoft also created a quantum engine. So all this processing and all. Uh, so similarly for creating narrow, I think ChatGPT only took a lot of years for them to create, because they'll need to give lots of data for it and to process. But I think based on the all the quantum chips that are getting prepared, the data processing might take very less time for you. This might actually create opportunities for the generative AI to be coming into practical, but we never know. Then next thing is creative AI. We are currently seeing that AI has been generating music for us. It's generating paintings. If we just give a single line about give a maybe give a photo of me under the Eiffel Tower, just before the Eiffel Tower, it's actually creating a picture of you with which is pretty accurate. So in the creative world, AI has evolved, and there is still a lot of scope for evolution of AI in creative world also. So, but if we see as we move forward, one thing which we are clearly seeing is that AI will definitely keep evolving. But the question for us is to how do we shape it to benefit humanity? But that is what excites us about the future of AI. But yeah. Yeah, this is what I wanted to cover in the overall session. I want to give a brief about what is actually AI, and then uh, all the myths about AI, and then what are the problems that of AI. But I have some conclusions about what we have discussed in the session. So again, I wanted to say that AI is not a magic. It's all the data and then algorithms and then learning. So it all depends on the data which we give, the algorithms, how we are making it, and then how what is the learning curve based on the data and algorithms which we are giving. But being provided, uh, one needs to stay curious about how AI is constantly evolving. We might not know that a different technology might come, and then AI can learn through it, and then it can evolve. But we should be staying curious about, and then we should be staying up to the market levels, how AI is constantly evolving, and then what is the latest technologies or latest algorithms what they are using. And yeah, now let's. I want to hear from you also. How do you like the session? Is it? I didn't go specific to any topic. I want to give the overview of AI for you so that it will help you to understand, and then just resolve all the myths about artificial intelligence in future also. So this doesn't create any panic or havoc for any other software developers. So we can discuss. Yeah, we can discuss not only about AI. You can ask me any generic questions about work life at Amazon, or how to prepare for your interviews. I can give you some interview tips as well. Maybe some any computer programming tips also. So you can ask any questions. I'm open. How is AI helping telecom industry? Hmm. E-communications also. What kind of predictions can telecommunications make? Yep, I think they can improve their their market using user tables based on the plans that they offer and all. So they can make some experiments based on the plans that they're providing, and then how the users are reacting for it. Mm, yes, I don't see any questions, but I see 170 people in the forum, and then there are no questions.
So, dear participants, if you are having doubts, you can ask now.
How AI is being used in Amazon? Yeah, so in each and every Amazon product, we are trying to integrating AI now. So if you see, I can speak about my specific team. Mine is return transportation team. So we are currently trying to integrate with AI, and then try to analyze when people are actually creating the returns, when people are actually not liking the products. So what we can actually do better to stop customer from returning the items. So one other thing is the capacity management at warehouses. So if you see, the warehouses here are actually small, but if you see in US, there are high acres of lands will be there for warehouse only. and then we'll need to process all the return items. So there, the capacity management comes into picture, and daily wages at US and all, they are very high. So based on, we should be able to predict how much daily labor is required for each day based on the returns. So for that predictions as well, we are using artificial intelligence. And if you see the recommend all the recommendations engines at Amazon products and Netflix, this Amazon Prime as well, all these uses artificial intelligence at the back end. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
Uh, yeah, ma'am, which one is best one when compared to supervised and unsupervised?
Uh, is it for any specific use case? If it's for any, it depends on the use case which we are working on. So if we have a specific use case of, it also based on the data which you have. Suppose if you have a binary data, you want a binary output based on the data. Maybe you already have a label data for it. Then you just train your model with all the label data, and then if your output is binary, then in that case, it's supervised learning is the best. But in case of you'll need to use unsupervised learning if you don't have a label data set or any structured data. The data is random, and then you are not able to draw any patterns from it. At that time, AI will help you to draw patterns from it. It will be able to predict. It will be able to predict some. So we limited the supervised learning only to a binary, right? You can use for any numerical outputs also. You can use unsupervised learning also. So all the clustering or grouping use cases can be used under supervised learning. So yeah, it's not about which is best, but we'll need to use what is best based on our use case basically.
Thank you, sir.
Magadit sir, we have one query in the chat.
Yeah.
Can you explain AWS opportunities in the AI field?
Yes, I think this is a good question. So currently, if we say all everyone is using cloud infrastructure only. So previously, what we used to do based on if I'm building a new service, I don't know how much traffic I'll be receiving and all. So I used to put some manual servers and all, but we actually moved this to cloud infrastructure because we don't want this headache. So give all your traffic pattern to cloud infrastructure, we'll manage. But on the backend, how is cloud infrastructure managing all your traffic patterns? That is where AI is coming into picture. So all the auto scaling which you're seeing all for all the server management, right? So AI is actually being placed there. So if your traffic pattern spikes up during some days, at that time again we'll be using all the AI and then predict, and then at that time we'll add some extra servers there. So all the data management systems also use AI at the backend. Is AI can be helpful for household development? Good question. Mm, Household development means, can you ask any specific questions about household development? I think the major advantage of AI, using AI is to improve our lifestyle basically. So whatever thing we are doing, right? Whenever we are making a decision for anything, we can actually use AI. Just have ChatGPT handy and then ask it for suggestions. Then you can actually process things and then you can understand which is best. So all the decision making sake, AI can help you. That actually increases our household development as well.
Magadit sir, again one question in chat.
Yes, ma'am. So how is ETL helpful for data pre-processing? Yes. So I think ETL is so the operations which we perform in ETL are we extract the data, transform, and then load. So each and every slide what we discussed, right? We discussed about data only. So your accuracy of the algorithms are again being structured, like being accurate based on the data which you are giving. So it's all about you. A data engineer will definitely be required in your algorithms defining, because we saw few examples where the bias is coming into picture because of the data which you are giving. So all the ETL, some pre-processing should be done based on the data to convert into a processed data or a structured data. So some learning algorithms are working only based on the only based on the label data. So that requires like high quality processing, which is again linked to ETL only. So ETL is the first step of your AI. So just try to get some understanding about ETL also. I would suggest this for students who are being graduate now. All the pre-processing, how can we do data cleaning or data scraping also. This helps for you. Household development means helpful in housework. Is human can take help in Japan. Mhm. I think as we discussed, I think it's about it helps us during decision making only in our day-to-day activity. I think I'll need to see this one about what you have seen in TV as well. How is it helping in Japan? You can give an example, maybe. Maybe let's check how AI is helping in household development in Japan. I think there are also a few devices which Amazon made for. I don't remember that name. There's a small robo which helps you. It again uses AI only. It helps you for your AI all the household activity. I can tell you that name. Amazon device for household. Might see Amazon. Yeah, I'll share the product name with you. It's not that famous because they did not train that model well, but yeah, Amazon is also working on creating some robots for doing small household activities, which might help us to reduce all the manual effort. Yeah, but as we discussed about the narrow versus Gen AI, right? So all the AI is currently evolving, and we are still seeing the evolution of AI. So until it can, the phase where we see AI transforming itself from narrow to generative, right? That is the phase where it'll help us during our household development in a much more productively. Yep, got it. Understood. Yeah.
Good evening, Madhya sir.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, I need one suggestion from you. For healthcare real-time problems, can we use extendable algorithms for getting the performance better? Whether it is advisable?
Sorry, I think that there's a little background noise. Maybe if you're having some background noise, you can just type as well, or you can just repeat it. Maybe. Yeah. I got the name, the robot name, which is helping in household activities, Amazon Astro. I don't see any questions from students about. There are no finalist students in the forum. Some interview preparation may, if you want any tips also, you can ask. Then you can ask about what is the current market trend. It's open. The form is open. Sir, are the students from final year?
Good evening,
Final year, few are there.
am I audible?
Third year, second year, more people are there.
Okay, okay.
If any
Sir,
student
am
is
I audible
having,
now?
Vishnu sir, please.
Sir,
Yes, yes. I'm having, yeah. I'm having one advice. I need a suggestion from you, my teacher, sir. Whether uh, the real-time problems in healthcare domains, whether instable algorithms are advisable to get the performance better nowadays.
Uh,
So am I audible?
I I hear the question partially. I think you're asking that which algorithms are useful for solving real world problems. Am I right? Huh? Is that the question?
Yeah,
There's a little
yes,
background.
that's for real world problems, healthcare problems,
Okay, healthcare
healthcare
problems. Okay.
domain.
Hmm.
Ensemble algorithms are there, no?
Yes,
Ensemble
sir. Yeah,
algorithms are
yeah. We
advisable
have
or not?
installed algorithms. Correct. Yes. Huh.
Are advisable or not to get the better performance?
Uh, it's again this topic is debatable. Which algorithm to use for the real world? I think A star algorithms have been evolved a lot, and we need to define the accuracy of each and every model. I think it also varies from specific healthcare problem to healthcare problem as well. So we'll need to apply numerous real world scenarios for on the algorithm, and then we'll need to analyze each and every accuracy. So there's no single answer for what is the best algorithm in every use case. Can we expect any app from India like DeepSeek and ChatGPT? Uh, Maybe yeah. I think if you see the lot of entrepreneurs are being increased in India nowadays. If you see our overall market is also growing, if our overall GDP is also increasing, so the thought process of students have also been changed now. It's not about standard job culture. They are not moving into that. So we might see some apps coming from India as well in the coming days. Yeah. What kind of resource money? Try to understand how DeepSeek has evolved. So ChatGPT, we know how it has evolved, but DeepSeek they already use the ChatGPT's open model only, and they build top of it. So try to research on how DeepSeek has better suggestions than ChatGPT by using the ChatGPT model only. So that you can start with that, and then you can find the resources while studying on it only.
Magdesh sir, I think we have one more question from I think Harika. How does Amazon use AI in its products and services?
Yeah. So, uh, so at Amazon, we are selling products, right? So what we are doing is previously we used to onboard most of the sellers. I think previously it used to be 60% we used to sell all the third-party seller products on Amazon, and it's only 40% Amazon fulfillment products. But after all the analysis that we did on like using AI, what are all the products that are being most sold by third-party sellers, Amazon came up with its own products. So in the currently, if we see 90% of the products which are sold at Amazon are Amazon fulfillment only, which is bringing a lot of profits to Amazon. So only 10% of the overall products are third-party sellers. So Amazon has evolved using AI only in its products and services. No, you won't be doing any computer programming, students. Like you can ask any questions regarding that also.
So there is a response from Malati ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute yourself. You can ask that out. Malati ma'am, are you there? You can ask your question, ma'am.
I think someone, Tarun, you have unmuted. Are you asking a question? As participants, anyone?
Any questions from student side? You need any tips for a job preparation for your placement purpose?
If you are feeling hesitant to put in the group chat, maybe you can DM the questions as well. I don't know, like Microsoft Teams allows that or not.
హలో
చెప్పు జ్వల్.
అదే అది ఐటీ అబ్జర్వేషన్ లో ఒక టేబుల్ వేసినాం కదా లాస్ట్ లో.
Yes,
Arun, you're actually on unmute. Please mute yourself. Yeah. I think there's a hand raised by someone. Yeah, thanks for muting.
yes, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, somebody speaking. Yes, sir, please.
Yes, sir. This is Lakshman from Sri Vasu Engineering College, Tadepalgudam.
Okay. Yes, sir. Go
Sir,
ahead.
sir, still now job opportunities for students in the domain AI domain. Only 10% students only selected for the AI companies. Maximum still 95% of people, 90% of people, 90% of students choose the competitive coding and selected to normal software applications, like application oriented. No one is interested, and no maximum number of colleges are always recommending the developing applications. They are not recommending the research area students.
Yes,
So
sir.
only till now only 10% of students are selected in AI related companies. Can we
Yes.
expect 90% of AI replace the opportunities to develop applications like Infosys, Wipro, not for Amazon, Microsoft, Google, like big companies, still like
Yes, sir.
Infosys, Wipro, such kind of companies
Yes, sir.
in
That's a good
future.
question. Got it. Yes, sir. That's a good question. So currently, if you see what's happening is AI has been still evolving, right? So major companies are like many other companies are not taking risk by hiring any freshers. So they are only hiring expertise people who already have the domain expertise on artificial intelligence. So that's why we are not seeing any companies or many companies who work only on research or AI specific companies also. They are not hiring freshers at this point because they want experienced people to quickly come up with some product because they will not they have a limited time to train train new students and all at this point. But by the trend which we are seeing the evolution of AI, right? uh, Once they build all these higher products for that maintenance and all for all the support required, then at that point we'll be seeing more heights for artificial intelligence. I think that time is near for us only. It's not very far. Yeah, I think that time will also be starting. But if you see historically, there are no AI hires at the starting only. They're not even the 10% jobs. But so it's 10% now. This might increase up to be 20, 30, 40 in future. But we just need to wait. It's not a closing domain at this point. Taking an opportunity by studying AI is actually a good decision at this point for every one of us. Sir, I hope it's clear, but if you have any follow-up questions also, you can please ask.
Sir, thank you. Thank you.
Participants, anyone else? Yes, if it is completed, we can conclude the session of today. So I would like to conclude the session with the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Magdish Verma sir for his valuable time. Thank you so much, sir, for your thoughtful insights about the AI and its mythological things and its real-time applications. And we are really delighted with your words, and really we are happy that you are sharing so much time with us for question answering and patiently answering all the questions whatever our participants have asked. So thank you so much, sir. And once again, I thank all the participants for your patience and listening to the entire session. And tomorrow we will again meet up in the day 4 session. Now the Feedback link will be shared in the chat as well as in the WhatsApp group. Thank you all. Thank you, Magdesh Verma, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, students, for taking your time and attending the session. Thank you all. It's a great privilege for me as well.